So, what are the categories here and some of the barriers here, right? So, across the board, from materials, process integration, equipment software, yield quality, these are all factors that today exist and are really, sort of impactful still, right? So, in each one of them, there are a number of barriers. For materials, there's still issues in terms of reliability. Curing temperatures are really high in one level because some of the types of products that we're working on can't take it. They can't take the heat, so to speak. On the process integration side, there's still a high degree of non-determinism in the process recipe, so there's a lot of experimentation to get that better refined. The equipment side I'm going to come back to because that's going to be what my talk is really focusing on. But I did want to throw out that it's still a little bit of work that has to be done to really get these different types of categories of problems resolved and worked through. So today, what happened here? Oh, here we go. The focus of this talk will be in terms of how we're looking to increase the throughput, increase the tool options, flexibility, and better CAD/CAM, workflows. Okay, start with CAD/CAM. All right, so what's the current state? What's the desirable state? Current state is tool vendors, to the extent that they do have CAD/CAM software, it's very tightly integrated and the tools don't work with one another. So what people have to do is they have to stitch together all these different, software tools, ECAD, MCAD, merge, step files, output, imports, and all that to actually generate, sort of integrated results. So, desirable activity would really be like, hey, could we have some software that can really support multiple machine models in a pretty, a more open fashion? The other thing is, there's always a fixed set of tools. You can only put up to 3 or 4 tools per machine, or you have to start spanning more multiple machines. From a software perspective, as I mentioned, the software is poorly integrated. It would be really good if we had a better integration path in terms of, third-party software and having more standards in terms of being able to move things around. In the area of slicers and CAM tool generation, they tend to be tightly integrated, and there's not a lot of ability to have pluggable slicers and CAM configurations. The software, each one is different. There's difficulty to learn. There's a learning curve associated with them, and sometimes the documentation is poor. In some cases, not even existent. First case study is going to be on Kronos MCT, one of our partners. Kronos is the acquirer of Neotech, a German-based company. They are in the process of beta testing a new software platform called Aeon 5X. Aeon 5X is basically a Rhino-based CAD environment that has a CAM plugin model so that you could essentially take the benefit of Rhino as a 3D modeling environment. The plugin gives flexibility and configurability from terms of slicers, and you could essentially put in your own. You could change it out. You can, adjust it. It's fairly configurable. It's really reasonably easy to learn. There's a tremendous body of material available for it, and it does have millions of users worldwide currently using it for many different applications. It supports 5-axis path planning and generation, and it does support multiple machine models that are configurable within basically an XML YAML file. You just change the architecture to find your machine type, you load it, and now you have your machine supported, in that particular software. Out of the gate, it'll support their systems, Kronos, Helios, and Hyperion, and it's going to be supporting Matrix 6D as well. So we're working with it. We've already kicked the tires on it, so it does do the job. It does support many different tool types, all the common ones that pretty much are common within 3D print electronic systems, FFM, jetting, dispensing, curing, so forth. Here's a kind of a quick look at the UX. For those familiar with Rhino, it'll be very familiar because it basically is Rhino. On the right side is the actual CAM plugin that will allow it to talk to the machines and generate the G code and all the toolpath stuff that you need. It's fairly well integrated. This is showing one of their machine platforms. Did I miss one? Yes, sorry. Just to give you an idea, as you go into the UX, you